Hi, this is Bob McLean, bestselling author of Embrace the Chaos. Today, I'm delighted to share with you a very powerful message about how women can accelerate their growth. I've got a great guest, a founder of the Women's Thought Leadership Accelerator. It's an accelerator, which is all about growth. Kathleen Caldwell. Kathleen, how are you?
Bob, I am so delighted to be on your video cast. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
This is great.
Thank you for joining.
Melding of
Kathleen.
minds.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you for joining me,
exactly.
Kathleen. We're living in times of profound change, Kathleen. Tell us, Kathleen. Let's get to it. How can women in leadership accelerate their growth in these times of change that we live in?
Yeah, Bob, I think we're built for this. Women as women and men too, but women, we are uniquely built for this. We're nurturers, caretakers, we're solution finders. And now's the time that we can start moving from triaging situations and coming up with just-in-time solutions to moving into wellness and moving into a more holistic mode, not only with our families, but also the teams we manage, our colleagues that we work with, and just move into more of a solution-oriented, value-added mindset, as opposed to the triage. You know, what are we going to do now that we're working at home? Or is my internet connection stable? And how do I do this? We're out of that, moving into a more holistic mode now.
Yes, no, and I often find, Kathleen, over my career at Pfizer and other, in business, is that I always had women colleagues who were a lot easier to talk to than a lot of my male counterparts. And is it because women are better listeners? I mean, give me a sense of that. What do you think?
Yeah, and Bob, well, first of all, you're a unique guy. I mean, you are so in tune with, with people, yes, and also with chaos too. I mean, the book that you've written and your expertise in chaos and moving through it, and I acknowledge you for that. That's great. I think as women is, it's a part of our wiring, which is also a plus and a minus, is empathy and also intuitiveness, but at the same time, we've got to also take care of ourselves too. That is so important. And I think that we've been in a very high reactive mode as a global economy and a global population, but now it's time to move into planning and having more of a forward thought process as opposed to reacting and being a reactionary kind of person.
Right.
So that's the opportunity right now, is to have a forward thought process.
No, I think that's absolutely right. So it's moving into planning and proactiveness. What I'm hearing is, instead of reacting and taking care, it's like, oh, let's go into a forward motion kind of a movement. Is that the kind of things you do with women leaders who are part of your accelerator? I mean, to give us an inside view of the women thought leadership accelerator that you've got, and maybe share 2 tips for women leaders who are part of our network here.
Yes, beautiful. Well, for me, the key is adding value. How do we, as women leaders, how do we step into the fullness of adding value? And when we're adding value, we encourage our teams and find strategies to help them add value. The focus is automatically on future. And so a future focus of value creation, helping the accelerator's purpose is to help women be seen, be heard, and rewarded as an expert. So for women to step into their voice, step into being fully seen and heard, and deal with everything that comes with it, because it's not easy to do that.
Yes.
So that's and to accelerate our growth. So it's all good.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love the stepping in to that voice, stepping in. And I think, I suppose a part of that, Kathleen, is reimagining a new future, because it all seems very chaotic, right? And so it sounds to me, one of the things you're talking about is having women leaders reimagine and be creative, right?
Yes. Bob, you hit the nail on the head there. That's great. And part of it is being visible, because with this COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic, we have not been visible other than on Zoom. We've been shuttered into our homes. And so now's the time to come out of the cocoon and the time to really step in and be visible, be confident, have a message, have a point of view that may be a little bit edgy or controversial. It's okay. but to have a point of view and then back it up with data and facts that really help people move forward. Be solution oriented and get into a tribe and a community that supports that.
Right. No, I love the idea of being sort of forthright about an idea, because leaders today, businesses are really under a lot of pressure from shareholders, the public, all this pandemic. And so they're looking for new ideas. And so this is a wonderful opportunity for women leaders, and for men too, but women leaders to really be creative and to put forward ideas. How you find that, you know, how do you do that, Kathleen? What do you suggest women do? Is it sort of write a piece of paper, write a document, say something? Like, what does that mean? What does that look like? And how women could step in and be visible?
Yeah, Bob, such great questions. This is super. I think it starts for me and for the women that I coach and mentor. It starts with a glimpse of an idea. It starts with an inspiration, and then move it to the practicality of perhaps a mind map. I'm a visual person, so I've got mind maps all over my office and home. So move it into a mind map, and then you could start to put some strategy around it. So women can utilize the best of men, which men are very tactical, men are very strategic as well. And so bounce the ideas and then get it into a practical form where it could actually start to take life. Nice. So what we're doing in the Accelerator is we're translating community and connection into currency. So it's the whole process from beginning idea all the way to the implementation and taking action. So everyone wins. That's the goal. Everyone wins.
I love it. No, this is wonderful. It's really ideation, speaking with colleagues, shopping it around, talking to people, getting feedback, getting input, and then crystallizing it. And I think part of your Accelerator, the advantage of a tribe, is that so often in business, in our work, in our teams, we can't talk to people. You know, you can't talk to your colleagues sometimes very openly. So you need a place to go to. So it sounds to me the mentoring club or the leadership Accelerator that you've got could be a great place to talk openly and say, hey, and be vulnerable, right? And to say, I don't know if this is going to fly, folks. What do you think? Is that part of that?
Right. And Bob, that's exactly it. And within this Thought Leadership Accelerator, all of the women have a board of directors, so you can bounce these ideas, get specific tactics on how to implement this. And then when it's ready to go, bring it back to the organization for implementation, and or take the idea out, become an entrepreneur, develop it on your own, but you've got a tribe of people around unconditionally supporting you, giving you the good, the bad, the ugly about the idea, but it's less risky, but more valuable to do it that way. Right. So yeah, that's the whole purpose, the design of it.
It's been validated, right? It's been checked, it's been validated in some sense. And I love this idea you just mentioned, Kathleen, about a board of directors. Should we all women have a board of directors?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, every business person, I think we could mentor and coach our young people to have their own board of directors. At any age, we need to be surrounded by people that we admire, we appreciate, that are a couple steps ahead of us. And then maybe there are people that maybe are at our level or a peer or someone that we're mentoring to bring it up. Everybody brings a fresh perspective, and a BOD, board of directors, with guidelines and a whole procedure and process makes it easier. So that's part of the Accelerators, having that feedback. It's important.
No, I love that.
We've got to do it. Yeah.
And these times, you know, the thing is, future is unwritten, right? There's no playbook for the future. And I always talk about this. And so it's really important to have a diverse group of people who can advise you. And I absolutely love the board of directors concept. Kathleen, I want you to talk about it more. I really want to hear from you about it. We've got to wrap up, and I want to just ask one quick question, Kathleen, give us one tip. Give women leaders one tip that you want to share about personal leadership, personal growth, and how you went through this last 3 months with the pandemic and being sheltered in place. What is one tip that you want to share with people?
Yeah, Bob, great question. Reach out, get in a community of people that inspire you, lift you up, can see the bigger vision, and put the emphasis on the tribe, and then your family system, your family, your friends. You know, you can lean on them less. Bring the goodies home, but utilize this BOD concept to really flush out all the business stuff. So,
I love it.
and I've used it for my business. It's how I created the Accelerator. It's the key. Get in a
Right.
community, get in a tribe that supports you fully.
I love it. And your
Yeah,
Accelerator
thanks.
is a 12-month program. Is that right? It's a 1-year
Yes.
program. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So,
I believe it takes all 4 seasons, Bob. Make major
yeah.
change, and
Yes,
have it stick. Yep. All 4
absolutely.
seasons. Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
So I want to thank you, Kathleen Caldwell, who is the
Bob. Thank you.
founder of the Women's Thought Leadership Accelerator. It's a program very exclusive program that I'm so delighted that you shared some of your learnings from the program and on women's leadership. Kathleen, thank you for joining us. And for people, I'm going to leave a link for Kathleen to reach out to Kathleen if you want to talk to her. She's available to talk to you. But this is Bob Miglani. Thank you very much, Kathleen, for being on the show. I really appreciate it. It was wonderful to have you.
Bob, you're the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is Bob Miglani with love and respect for all that you do. Have a great day. Take care.